Tonight on The 5 Show, we've got the gorgeous and really tall Miss Universe Singapore, Rathi Menon, as she drops in for a chat.
And the recent rat invasions that hit Singapore has now reached our studio.
Hi, I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Enlai. Welcome to The 5 Show.
Now, last Sunday was the finals of the Miss Universe competition, which is held in Miami, Florida.
88 gorgeous girls from all around the world took part, and Pauline Vega, Miss Colombia, finally took the title.
So what's a competition without some controversy, right? Well, in this case, it was to do with Miss Jamaica, Casey Fennell, who was the hot favorite to win.
When it was announced that she was the fourth runner-up instead of the winner, the audience actually booed really, really loudly. Well, we've got someone in the studio today who was there when all that took place.
Plus, she has lots of other juicy details about her own personal experience at the contest.
Please welcome Miss Universe Singapore, the gorgeous Rathi Menon. Work it, work it, work it, work it.
Hi, Rathi. Nice to meet you.
Hello, welcome,
Nice to meet you.
and congratulations on representing Singapore in Miami. It's been a week since you've come back from Miami. Are you still jet lagged?
Yes, I'm still experiencing. In fact, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and haven't slept since then.
Wow.
It's because you're so excited to come here, that's why.
I know, right?
You're still so radiant.
Thank you. It's the makeup.
It's the makeup. I know how that feels. So let's talk about the booing. You know, what was that all about? What really went down? Because you were there.
Yeah, I was right in front of the stage. The booing, I guess, everyone in the crowd wanted Jamaica to win, and Casey, she took it really well. After that, I managed to speak to her, and she was more than glad to be in top 5, so she wasn't really expecting to win, but I guess the crowd thought otherwise.
I mean, I'm sure she felt their support, right, for her.
Yes,
and
I'm
that must have
sure.
been great.
Everyone, yeah, her support for her was really great. I mean, I'm sure she felt it.
Yeah.
You know, it's been 28 years since a Miss Singapore got into the semi-finals of Miss Universe. This time round, people were really behind you because you looked like you had the X factor.
You had everything.
Was there a lot of pressure?
Well, you know, I thought the previous year's candidates, all of those who represented Singapore, did really well. So that came to me as a surprise. I have to admit that it did put a bit of a pressure, but then again, I'm there to enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime experience, and my director, Penelope, was really supportive, and she told me just to give my best for everything, and all I had to do was just to represent my country with pride, and I think that's exactly what I did.
And I think you did us really, really proud.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about the costume, because you wore, in my opinion, I think you wore an amazing costume, but there was a bit of controversy around it. Some negative comments, actually. They said that maybe it looks like a getai outfit, and some people were saying that
It was like a Victoria's Secret outfit, not suitable to represent our country. What do you think?
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the national costume this year, and I'm so glad to have South American designer Alejandro Fajardo to design this costume for me, and it was styled by Claudia Zuleta. So we have an international team on board. Even Ines Ligron was part of it, and it's a great opportunity, and I think it represented Singapore well. As a modern city, and the gold color was celebrating the Golden Jubilee of Singapore.
I think so too. I actually think it was quite appropriate. But back to you. You're a pharmaceutical technician at a vet center, right? So tell us about your love for animals.
I love animals. I've always had this connection with them for as long as I can remember, and I have a cat at home.
Ah.
So, and her name is Moi Moi.
What, sorry?
Moi Moi is her
Moi
name.
Moi.
Moi Moi?
Why is it
That's
moi
like
moi?
Mew Mew, but spelled wrongly.
But why moi moi?
I don't know, I felt that she looked
Like a moi moi.
She looked very Chinese, like a beautiful Chinese girl. So
Hi, Moi Moi.
Hi, Mia Moi Moi. Okay, anyway, so you're a big lover of animals.
Yes.
So we have this Miss Universe type question, which you need to answer in 30 seconds.
Ooh.
That's all you have?
Okay.
Let's look at this clip. There have been a few cases of rat infestations in Singapore. First near Bukit Batok MRT, then the food outlet at Marina Square, and then a hawker center at Teck Gee. As an animal lover, how would you solve the rat problem in a humane way? Your time starts now.
Well, I believe the most humane way to solve this problem is prevention in the first place. You don't have to kill anything that's not there in the first place. So, proper removal of food source as well as disposal of food waste will go a long way. And when infestation occurs, I believe the most humane way is to, kill these rats in the quickest and most humane manner without great sufferings.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Miss Singapore. Well, you think rat, and most people think pest, not pet.
Well, believe it or not, we found a man who loved rats so much he kept 5 of them, and we'll tell you more in a bit.
But first, here's Jill to tell us about some of the stories making tonight's news. Jill?
Indeed. Hello, everyone. On News 5, security concerns in Bangkok as 2 explosions rattle a luxury mall and raise tensions in the capital that's already under martial law. And it's off to traffic school for 2,000 preschool kids here. Organisers hope that by playing pedestrian and drivers, they'll walk away with some good road habits. Stay with us for details.
You all have to keep quiet.
Yes. We always do this.
Like now. Welcome back to The 5 Show. We've been chatting with Miss Universe Singapore, Rathi Menon, and in just a bit, we'll meet a man who sees rats as pets rather than pests.
Now, we'll rat on his rodent relationship in a while, but for now, let's get an expert's take on the whole rat infestation issue.
With us is the director and CEO of the Animal Recovery Group, Dr. Jeanpaul Lee.
Hello, Dr. Lee. Welcome
Hello.
to The 5 Show. So first of all, regarding the whole rat infestation thing, why do you think it's happening?
I think basically we need to look at the human problem. It's a human problem rather than a rat problem.
Right.
The rat is incidental. It's a symptom of another problem, and that is the way we get rid of our waste, the way we take care of our rubbish. Because rats are scavengers. They go where there's food. If there's no food source, there are no rats. So it's the same during the early century when the bubonic plague in Europe. Mm-hmm. That's due to a human population hygiene problem.
Right, so rats are just doing what they're naturally
Exactly.
Programmed to do, so to speak.
So in a day-to-day way, how can we deal with this problem?
I think to deal with this, number one, you need to attack the source. That's to get people to inculcate healthy habits, clean habits, getting rid of rubbish properly, tying it up, rather than scattering it like we had recently with the laneway problem. I see this in cinemas all the time.
Yes, I mean, interesting that you mentioned that. Let's have a look at some pictures. Look at all that rubbish.
Can you imagine if every person just looks after their own rubbish, we wouldn't have this problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's not a lot of rubbish to look after when it's your own, right? It's still a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, but is there like a more efficient way of dealing with this, or it's just purely our carelessness?
I think it comes to self. It's the way we look at ourselves, because we are part of society. If society can't take care of this, all the cleaners in the world will not be able to solve this problem if we ourselves don't inculcate good habits within ourselves, within our homes.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe it's a case of, we're so used to having people pick it up for us. Even in like a food court, we just leave it there and we walk away,
We're
right?
too spoiled.
We're too spoiled, exactly. I think the mindset's got to change.
And then we blame it on the rats, right?
And talking about mindsets, rats are actually the same family as squirrels, as hamsters, guinea pigs,
And they're all super cute.
beavers, porcupines.
Chinchillas.
But how come the rest of them are like, oh, so cute, you're so cute, But poor rats have sort of bad reputation.
That's historical. The bubonic plague gave a really bad rap to rats. Everybody associate rats with disease and death and...
Well, I mean, aren't they carriers of many diseases? For example, bubonic plague?
Well, some of them do, but not all rats have diseases. I mean, the worst killer in Europe was not the bubonic plague, it was the Spanish flu, which was carried by humans.
Right.
Okay.
Millions died.
So conveniently, we have forgotten about certain aspects,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah, we forget our own flaws.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think the rats are really cute, but I would totally keep rats as pets. In fact, I had so many hamsters, although I know they're not rats. How about you, Rathi? Would you keep rats as pets?
Well, I have a cat at home. If she doesn't mind, then yeah, I would keep a rat.
Actually, I wonder how you would figure
Yeah.
that out, right? Would you just like bring a rat in and then put it in the
Your
room with the
cat's
same room
name
with the cat?
was
Moi moi.
No, moi moi. Don't eat your friend. Don't eat your brother or your sister. That would be quite horrific.
I would
though.
love to try and let you guys know.
No, don't.
I don't want to know the aftermath of that, really.
Actually, the strange thing is cats are actually afraid of rats.
No.
Domestic cats will be more afraid of the rat than the rat of the cat.
Actually, you know what? When I had a cat once, it seems a bit evil, but we let the hamster out, and the cat just sat on the stairs and it was just staring and like it was afraid of that little hamster running around.
Really?
So there must be some truth to this.
Exactly.
Well,
Right.
I think my dogs sometimes are scared of cats too.
It's scared of you also,
My-
right?
They are. Rawr.
Now, while most people view rats as foe, there are some who think they make great friends.
And the 5 show met a gentleman who found rats to be the perfect solution to his loneliness.
A dog is a man's best friend, or at least that's how the saying goes. But Mars, an NTU student from Vietnam, begged to differ. His companion of choice? Rats!
The rat I have is a fancy rat. It's not like the street rat. The fancy rat, like it got lighter color. Usually they got like white, light brown, or even like 2 color on the body. And the street rat only got black color. Sometimes like after working like stressful working day, I feel like a bit lonely when I come home alone. So I want to have someone or something with me so I can play with.
Mars had not 1, not 2, but 5 rats. How exactly did he keep them as pets?
Rats are very clever. First time I brought them home, like it took me only like 2 days for toilet train them. If you give them the trick, you can train them to do a lot of tricks. Like for example, like when I let them out of the cage, I say hand, and they're gonna jump on my hand. Or I had a ring, and when I said through, and they go through and get a treat from me.
No longer alone, Mars' life with his furry friends couldn't have been going any better. But then, tragedy struck.
I had my rats for 7 months, but then my landlord didn't allow me to keep them anymore. So after that, I feel very sad because I really love them. Every day when I got back from school, right, when I opened the door, like on the rat, just like dog, they run toward me like say hi, something like that. Although I know that they came for food, but then I still like feel very warm inside.
And so, in a cruel twist of fate, a man who opened his heart to rodents now finds himself torn away from their affections, all while living in a city currently facing a rat problem.
If I have another chance to get them back, I surely will get them back. But this time I only get like 2, maximum 2 only. Because like 5 of them, they poop a lot.
Oh,
Look at that cute rat.
very cute. Poor Mars. It's interesting. We have Miss Universe here on set, and we also have the misunderstood here on set, the rats.
Well done, Eli. Very cute, very cute. I think rats are cute. But Dr. Lee, maybe you can share with us, is there a difference between stray rats and pet rats?
Yes, absolutely. Stray rats are very instinctive animals and they're afraid of many things, and therefore the survival instinct is very strong. Whereas domestic rats are bred for the docility, their friendliness towards people, the fearlessness of human companionship, and also their cleaner habits.
And they're very much like dogs, right?
They're very much like, and also their cleverness.
Clever,
They're
like
very clever.
dogs.
Brainy rats.
Brainy rats.
Like
They can-
Ratatouille.
Well, coming up after this, we'll be meeting another rat owner. In fact, she's so crazy about rodents that she has, get this, 8 of them.
And she's bringing 3 of them here to our studio. Okay, I don't know if I'm ready to star in this 5-show version of Ratatouille.
Why not? You look like a rat already, right?
Hey, oh,
He does, right?
maybe like.
See, they nodded!
Hey!
Welcome back, and it's a rat invasion, but a good one on the 5 show tonight.
Earlier on, we were talking to veteran vet, get it, Dr. Jeanpaul Lee about the recent rat infestation we've been facing and what we can do about it.
Now, then we met Maz, an NTU student whose 5 pet rats kept his loneliness at bay.
Well, now it's time to meet a lady who is so passionate about rats. She has not 1, not 2, but 8 of them.
Welcome to the 5 show, Shan Ng and her rats. We've got Munchers, Chompers, and Possum.
Hello! So, Shan, seriously, how come? Why rats?
Okay, it all started when I had this ex-boyfriend. He hated dogs because he was bitten when he was young. So he's like, you can't have anything else, just not dogs. You can have other stuff. So I wanted something that's more similar to dogs, like intelligent, smart, and so I did a lot of research, and I found that actually rats are pretty much like little puppies.
And now you've
like
got
what
not,
Dr. Lee said earlier,
Yeah.
right?
you've got not 1 but 8. And
Yeah.
not only do you keep these really cute creatures, look at them, they're snuggling next to each other, they're so cute. And not only do you keep rats, you've also started an online community called ratatouille.com.
Yeah.
Tell us more
Right.
about it.
Okay.
They don't cook, right, these rats?
Yeah,
Maybe they
actually,
do.
I think a lot of people has a misconception about rats. Every time when I tell people, I have pet rats, and the first reaction I get was like, ew. And it kind of really pisses me off sometimes because I find that, for you to be actually upset about an animal, you have to know the facts. So they keep saying that, oh, these are related to the plague, many years ago, centuries ago. And so I started the Ratatouille to advocate people about pet rats.
How big is this community?
Well, I would say about 22,000 people globally.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so, because the pet rat community in Singapore is very small. I would say less than 100. So going on Facebook, I actually get better audience and people actually relate more because I have fans from UK, from Europe, from US, and everyone just loves rats.
It's like a global community.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Rathi, you work at a vet center, so are you well aware of this rat community?
Not about this community, but I'm definitely going to be part of this.
And how about you, Dr. Lee?
Well, I used to keep rats.
Oh, you
when I was
did?
at university.
And how many do you have?
I had 1. I rescued it from my experiments.
Sorry?
Really? Tell us more. What
Yes.
happened?
Well, during my
Aren't you graded by the
physiology
experiments?
class, I was given a rat to be sacrificed at the end of it. So
Animal testing.
Well, I took it home. I smuggled it home, and I had it for about 18 months. Then it passed on.
What did you have to do with it?
No, just lived in my room in a specific area. Used to go in and out of his cage. It was pretty much toilet trained.
Right.
And it would come home and I'll feed it.
And it'll hang out with you.
It'll hang out with me until the landlady found out, and I went out with the rat.
It's always these landladies and landlords, isn't it?
Would these rats domestic rats cause problems by breeding excessively?
They do breed, and they're very prolific breeders. But people who are responsible don't let them breed like that because you just can't imagine yourself with 20 or 30 rats in the house. I mean, that alone would stop most people from doing things like that.
Too much poop.
I saw the early one. It's about poop.
Yeah.
They're yet to poo.
Yes.
On the show.
Shan, you shared some very interesting information with us regarding rats, cats, and dogs. Maybe you'd like to share it with everybody out there as well.
Rat, cats, and dogs, yeah. So I'm often caught kissing my rats in front of my friends or even posting Facebook photos. And I'll get a lot of nasty comments like, you're going to catch some disease and things like that. And I think there's a misconception between kissing them because I normally tell people you can kiss your dog, your cat, any pet, you're pretty much going to catch the same disease as me if I'm going to catch one. Right. Because pet rats are very different. They're not sewer rats. They kind of probably eat better than most people because I feed them organic food.
Wow, this is
Healthy
one
diet.
pampered rat.
So they are very, very clean. They have a very clean cage. You know, I change the bedding like weekly. So not going to catch any disease from them.
Right.
So your boyfriend, is he now your ex-boyfriend because of the rats?
No, it's not because of them. Yeah. He actually really loved them, you know. He loved them a lot. That was actually why, he was the reason why I got into rats. Yeah.
Right. If people after these, oh, look at them, they're so cute, they're huddling together, I can't stop looking at them. If people decide to own a rat and then maybe along the way, unfortunately, decide to change their minds, what should they do, Dr. Lee?
I think they should surrender people like Shen.
Yeah. I have an online community. Anytime if people want to surrender their rats, they are free to send me a message through Facebook. It's called the Ratatouille. It's a fan page. So anyone can just join and send me messages. Or if they have any medical questions or anything, feel free, I'll answer them.
Online support group for rat and rat lovers.
Yeah.
You know, the recent rat infestations, were they caused by these owners just releasing their
No, that's not
pets?
possible.
That's not possible.
It's not possible because the domestic rat is very different to the brown rat, which is the common sewer rat. Their habits are different, their mannerisms are different. They are not bred the same way. Domestic rats will be killed the minute it leaves its home because they're not scared of cars, they're not scared of cats, they're not scared of dogs,
Right.
and they will never survive. And the wild rats don't see them as the same. In fact, the wild rats will kill them.
Oh, wow, okay. Awesome. So
Because
now we know
they can't sort of defend themselves, right?
Right. It's like releasing our pet dogs out into safari. They're not going to survive either.
They won't.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. I think another
You know-
one thing to note is that because they smell different, they have a different smell. From,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
You know, at the end of the day, it boils down to responsible pet ownership, no matter what sort of animal you have.
Exactly, I totally agree with that. Tonight is a start of, by the way, Spot the 5 Show Taxi on the Road contest. All you have to do is to win an exclusive The 5 Show coffee mug is to upload an Instagram picture of any taxi with the 5 Show logo with the hashtag The 5 Show CH5.
And remember, the contest is running the whole week, so start spotting them on the streets now. And tomorrow night, former President S.R. Nathan will be on the 5 Show, so look out for them.
Now,
look
if
out
you
for
have any
that.
photo of yourself with Mr. Nathan, private message us the photo on the 5 Show Facebook page, and we may show it tomorrow on our show.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's show. Thank you so much to our wonderful guest, Miss Universe Singapore Rathi Menon, Dr. Jeanpaul Lee, as well as Shan Ng.
And
Thank you so much.
our cute rat friends. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hello, my
They're very cute.
This is the
They're
cutest.
super, super cute.
This is the cutest. He's neutered, so he doesn't release the butt grease. He's neutered. Because for male rats, they have this thing called butt grease.